Amazing, amazing. Welcome to our center stage this evening. So tonight is all about autumn and winter trends, which I'm super excited to take you all through. So for anyone who is new and who's joining us this evening, my name is Ashley Khan and I am the Regional Sales Manager in New South Wales and ACT. And tonight I have my trusty helpers online who will be managing the chat box. So if there is any questions, please feel free to pop them in. And I know that Nikki and Catherine will be monitoring that and they can hopefully answer those questions for you. If not, the girls will ask me questions at the end. So let's get to it. Okay, so 2022 autumn and winter trends. So as you can see, 2022 is already shaping up to be a big year already. Now, with the explosion of, I guess, TikTok and different social media platforms, what we've started to see is a lot of, I guess, makeup artists in the making, and a lot of people experimenting with different types of makeup. I can honestly say that from the time I started training in makeup, a lot has actually changed. Yes, there are techniques that are definitely there, but I feel that over the years, every single year, something constantly changes all the time. And that's what I love about this platform, is that we can actually share with you all of the different trends that are coming into place and all of the experimental things that you'll start to see online. So tonight was actually really hard for me because there are quite a lot of trends that are currently trending for 2022 and for 2021, and things that are starting to come out in the runway. And I only got to choose 5 because tonight we only do have an hour. So I chose probably the top 5 that are currently trending the most in the industry. So I'll be taking you through those 5 trends, and then I'll stop sharing the screen, can't talk this evening, and then I will do the demonstration. So as you can see on my face now, I have half of my face already done with what I'll be showing you this evening, and then I'll be demonstrating the other half. If you have your makeup kit and you want to follow along, please feel free to do so as well. And if not, this is being recorded so you can follow it back, because I know a lot of people have been asking, hey, what are the current trends at the moment? I want to share with my friends and my family. So we'll be sharing this with you tomorrow. So let's get to it. So what is the first trend? So the first trend is soft skin. Now, what we've really started to see is that minimalistic makeup is the new, I guess, glam. So a lot of people are wanting really soft, beautiful, natural skin. So they want a glam without being too over the top. So this season, you'll start to see really minimalistic makeup. So not a lot on the face. And that's what we're seeing on the runways. We're seeing that a lot in, I guess, really popular TV shows. For something that's on binge at the moment, Euphoria is a massive TV show that's trending, and it has a lot in Vogue magazine at the moment with minimalistic makeup and colors, which I'll get to. So how to actually achieve this look is that we recommend using either a liquid foundation or a cream foundation and mixing it with your moisturizer or your elixir. But what I'll be demonstrating tonight, which is super exciting, which I have on this side of my face, and I have to say this is probably my new go-to because I feel like I have glowy skin all day, is the Irina Wild Melon Oil. So I'll be using a drop of this to have a really beautiful look. So I've actually done that on that side, but that's how you can actually achieve that look. It's mixing up your foundations with a different product to have a really breathable and easy kind of glow on your face. Okay, let's go to the next one. Contoured lips. So this is the second trend. So the 90s are coming back, guys. I know this was a huge 90s trend. I'm not sure how I feel about this because anyone who knows me and people that have been in the business and have seen me do makeup tutorials in the past know that I love a big, bold lip. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get behind this one. However, I have been trying it and I think for an everyday kind of look, it is beautiful. But as you can see on this model, with a contoured lip. It is overdrawn lip liner and just either a lipstick stain or a gloss or like on your lips to give it that plumpiness. And it's creating a contour and the illusion that your lips are bigger. And we're seeing this everywhere. If you watch the red carpet recently in the Golden Globes, you would have seen a lot of makeup artists actually did this on a lot of celebrities, and it was really cool. But I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I will be demonstrating it tonight. I was telling a few of my managers in New South Wales about this trend, and they were like, yes, I love this. I love that it's back. Are we doing this, or they haven't stopped doing it? So watch out for this. And now that I'm showing you these trends, when you start looking through magazines or on Instagram or Facebook and things start to pop up, you'll start to see these trends more and more. The next one, which I absolutely love, is blush draping. Now, I love a good blush. When it comes to blush, we're saying don't be afraid to try new things with where your blush placement is, like applying your blush in fun places like your temples and going higher gives actually the illusion that you actually have a higher cheekbone. So I believe that Nutrimetics were a little bit ahead of the game when we brought out this product. And cream blushes are everywhere at the moment. If you go into any makeup brand or you're seeing anything online, if you go into Sephora, Mecca, everywhere they're using cream blushes. And this coincides with the minimalist makeup and that whole dewy look on your face, is that when you have a really nice glowy skin and then with the cream blush, they just mesh so well. So as you can see here on the photo, that what this makeup artist has done, and they've placed it really high on your cheekbone. So when we talk about contouring, what that actually does is makes the illusion that we have high cheekbones, but you can actually get the same effect when you're using a cream blush. You can do this with a powder blush as well, and I love a pink, but we have had Creamy Camo, which I think is such an underrated product in our entire makeup collection. I don't think this gets enough hype than what it should, I would say. So this is the cream blush that I'll be demonstrating today. And you can do so many fun things. You can place it, when I was taught makeup, I placed it on just like the apples of my cheek. But now you're taking it all the way up to your cheekbone, and you can even take it into the crease of your eye as well and blend that out with a fluffy brush or like one of your blender brushes, which is really, really cool. So blush draping, you're going to start to see everywhere. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite trend of 2022 and for autumn so far. Okay. So excited about this one. Colored eyeliner. I'm just going to mute everyone. I'll get Nikki to mute everyone for me. Okay, perfect. So colored eyeliner. So we have just brought out our brand new our intense waterproof eye pencils, which they're amazing, that I'll go through and I'll be demonstrating later. But if you are someone who doesn't like a bright eyeshadow and that's not your thing, have some fun with a color pop underneath your eye. So as you can see here, and another person that I just found on the internet, she has a color pop underneath her eye. She even has contoured lips and a little bit of blush draping as well. So that entire look, but it's so beautiful. You don't even have to have it on the top of your eye. She just has it on her waterline and then smudged underneath. And it just gives a really beautiful pop. So as I was talking about before, what we're seeing across the board at the moment is that color is coming back in. So a color pop on your eyes. Don't be afraid to use different types of colors on your eye. I know this season, especially coming into winter and to autumn, is that lilac is the color of the season, and we're seeing the navies come in. We're also seeing your burnt oranges. We're seeing a lot of purples, a lot of pinks, and we have so much in our color palette within Nutrimetics that coincides with that. You can do so many looks. Okay. I can see Miss Lynn O'Hara on my screen. I think her computer keeps unmuting. Okay, I'm going to go to the next trend. So this is the last trend before I start my demonstration. Now, with this trend, I think detailed brows are a thing. As you can see on here, it is a trademark. It is going to be something that sticks around for so long. I guess over time, over the last few decades, we've seen brows constantly change, with penciled brows, with thin brows, with laminated brows, with really, really thin ones. They think that's coming back. I hope not. But detailed brows are in this season. And anyone who has attended one of my makeup masterclasses or has attended one of our online sessions before, if there is one thing that I would always recommend everyone to learn, and one thing that you take away from tonight in starting your makeup routine, is your brows. Your brows shape your face. If you can see, which I will show you once I stop sharing the screen, the difference between what one brow that is completely done on my left side of the face, or the right side if you're looking at me, compared to the other side, is a massive difference. It shapes your face. Even if you are not someone who likes to wear a lot of makeup, even if you shaped your brows just with a pencil, it will make such a difference. It will pop your eyes. It will complete your entire makeup look. And I'll be showing you how to do that tonight, regardless of your eyebrow shape or where that may be. I'll be showing you all of those tips and tricks. So if you want to get a pen and paper and want to start writing them down, feel free. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I am going to pin myself to the screen. Okay, so I should be big on your screen now compared to most people. If not, on the top right-hand corner, there's a little view button there. If you click on that and click on speaker, you will see me, okay? So I have no filter on at the moment. I have a light shining behind me. That is all. And I'm just going to pull this closer so you can see me, and same with my trusty light just here so you can see the look. Okay, so as you can see on this side, I've done my face already with all of the techniques that I have just shared with you. And then on this side, I am blank. But as I was saying before, the difference between my eyebrows with both of how it just shapes and opens up your eyes. So when we start with our makeup, we always start with the primer, because priming is really important, especially coming into the cooler months. We want to make sure that our skin is hydrated. So you want to pop a little bit on your hand. Usually I do about a 10-cent piece. I'm going to go a little bit less than that because I'm only doing half. So just a little bit on my hand, and I'm just going to pop that on. Because I am doing my own makeup, I'm using my hand. But if I was doing a client, I would use a brush to apply this on their face. Prime with Beauty Balm. It's so nice. Yes, that is also nice on your skin as well. I use Platinum TFF, which I left upstairs in my drawer as well. I double with that because I feel like it gives me an instant lift and it makes my makeup last all day long. Okay, so for tonight, I'll be using our Perfecting Oil-Free Foundation. Now, I do love this foundation. I think this foundation is a must in your kit. Now, I say this because I think most people that I speak to do love a full coverage, and even though it says oil-free, it is for all skin types. I think it is a medium coverage and you can build it to a full coverage. It is perfect for an everyday foundation, and it's perfect for an evening foundation as well, and goes on beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I am in the color Bear, and I'm just going to pop a little bit on the back of my hand just here. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab the Irina Wildman Wonder Oil. Then I'm going to show you. So just on my hand here, I'm just going to one drop, just one. Now, if you have oily skin, this may be a little bit too glowy for you. So I would recommend using the Nutrimetics Beauty Elixir. That will have the same effect for you, okay? So I'm just going to pop this all over my face. Then I'm going to grab my trusted beauty blender. You can either use a beauty blender or you can use a foundation brush. It's totally up to you. They do the same thing. I find that a beauty blender goes on more evenly and doesn't leave any streaks on my face particularly. However, always damp your beauty blender. Mine's already damp because you want to have a damp beauty blender so the product doesn't seep into the sponge. Okay. If you don't have water around you, your next best friend is the makeup setting spray. So you just want to shake that and just wet it. I've just wet it a little bit more. And then I do have a handy tissue here. And I'm just going to squeeze the excess out of that. Okay. Then I'm going to blend that in. I'm just going to bring my mirror a little bit closer. I'm going to pop that. Well, can you see that glow? Like just from the oil just there. And the coverage is beautiful. Like I don't have a filter on. This is just a natural light in my computer screen. Like this is such an amazing combination to use. I kind of wish I found this technique earlier. So I'm just patting that in, going up into my hairline as well. Especially because I am fair, that I want to make sure I go into my hairline so I don't have any foundation lines. And then I'll go down my neck as well and into the crease of my nose. Like that coverage is beautiful. And you've seen how much foundation I use, a very, very minimal amount. And then just one drop of the Wonder Oil, it gives that glowy look. Now I'm not going to set my face. Now, when it comes to that glowy, minimalistic, like breathable skin, I'm not going to set my face, okay? If I had oily skin, I would just do my T-zone area. What I love about this look as well, it is fantastic for mature age skin, okay? Now, the reason I say that is because when you have mature age skin, when you start to have fine lines and you use a powder to set your face, it starts to creep in. So what I love about this trend is that regardless of your age, it will look flawless on you. So if you haven't tried this already, please do. And I would love to see some photos posted on the Nutrimetics Beauty Hub. If you do, that would be exciting. So the next one I'm going to use is our Complete Concealer, which I love this concealer. And I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes. So just in the corner here, and the placement is going up. So as I was saying before, we want to make the illusion that our eyes are elongated and everything to be lifted, okay, without any work being done. It's all an illusion. So I'm just going to press that in. You're not going to swipe it, you're just going to press that in. And you don't actually have to put a lot on with this product. You only need a little bit. It's really, really creamy. And another thing, like with mature age skin as well, if you're setting it with powder and with creams as well, with a lot of creams, that's when it starts to look a little bit cakey. So a little bit goes a long way. And my skin feels amazing. And what I love about the Wonder Oil, which I know we've talked about this like a million times during our skincare masterclasses, is the smell of this as well. So my skin also smells amazing. Okay. The next step I'm going to do is my brows. Okay. So as you can see here, I have a very full brow on this side, and then my brow's not so full on this side. So I'm going to be using the eyebrow definer, and I am in the color Natural. I always recommend sticking to the natural color of your eyebrow. You don't want to go darker with your eyebrow at all because you don't want them to look too dark. You want them to look natural. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to just use the other end, and I'm going to brush my hairs up and make them full. Okay. you can really see just brushing your hairs makes a huge difference. Then what you want to do is that your eyebrows should start your natural high peak and end all in the same direction. Okay, so where your eyebrow should start is from the bottom of your nose to the top of your eye. Where your natural high peak is from the bottom of your nose to the middle of your eye, and where your eyebrow should end is from the bottom of your nose to the end of your eye. So if you go to any beautician to get your eyebrows waxed, laminated, tinted, and so forth, they will always do that technique. That's what they are taught when they go to beauty school, when they do their eyebrow course, is that's where your eyebrow should start, where your natural high peak is and when it should finish. And you can see here as well, the top of the line just is where the evenness is of your natural high peak. So you can overdraw if you like. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to go underneath my eye and follow my natural eyebrow hairline and then bring that down. So as you can see there, that's already shaped my eye already. Now, if you're someone who hasn't done this before and wants to practice, I always recommend holding it really light at the back rather than as a pencil, because then more color is going to come on. But what you can do if you do make a mistake is that you can brush it out, because then it can really blend out as well. Then I would shape the top of your eyebrow as well and bring it down, and then I pencil it through. And then what I would do is that just with light flicks, any hairs that I'm missing, I will start to fill in, because then it makes me look like I have a full brow. And then I'll just pencil that through as well if I think it's a little bit too dark. So then that gives me the foundation of where the placement of my eyeshadow will go and the finished look. So it really opens up your eyes. So even if I was to leave this, pop a little bit of mascara on, a little bit of brush and be on my way, that would be enough for me for an everyday look. But tonight we're going to spice it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm actually going to do my cheeks next, and then we're going to finish with the eye, because I'll be showing you a few different tricks. So as you can see before, I haven't powdered my face. So if you are someone who suffers with oily skin and be like, oh, I really need to use powder, that's totally fine. You can. Will grab a big brush, not blush, and then I'll just do my T-zone area that I would get normally like sweaty in, but that's pretty much it, because I want the dewiness of my skin of what we were showing before. So what you could do if you wanted to go a little bit more advanced, you could use our dark cream concealer as a cream contour, but for tonight I'm going to be showing you the powder plus using the cream on top, because they both work really, really well. So we're going to get our bronzer here. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to pat that into my skin. Now you can go in one motion up the top if you like, but I'm just going to pat it in because I haven't powdered my face. So I want to make sure that placement is nice. And bronzer is so easy to use. I'm just going to also make sure I blend it up so I don't look like I have a mark on my face, and then down as well, and just down here. So it evenly blends to give my face that glow. Now, this is where the fun part comes in. Now, I would always recommend that when it comes to using a cream blush, that you have a brush on its own for that. The brush that I recommend you use for the creamy camo is a foundation brush. So you can purchase this brush on its own. I would always recommend having a spare one in your kit, because if you are someone who doesn't have time to wash your brushes or you're on the go, using a foundation brush and then using this for your blush placement can be a little bit difficult, because you're going to be applying your foundation, plus you probably have excess product on your brush from using this. Now, what I love about Creamy Camo, I can go on about this product a lot actually, is that it's the perfect shade between a warm and a cool. okay? And it is the perfect shade for autumn and winter. It is not too pink and it's not too orange. I feel like it's an in-between color that is just beautiful on all skin types. So if you don't own this product, make sure you purchase this and put it into your kit, okay? So what you're going to do is that you're just going to grab your flat brush. Oh, Cameo. People are like, I'm saying Cameo. Sorry, guys. Thank you for the correction. Okay, so I'm going to use a brush and you can see how pigmented that is, okay? If you were scanned and be like, oh my God, I have way too much on my hand, on my brush, and I'm about to apply it to my face, what you can do is just put it on your hand, like start to dab it on your hand, as you can see here, and then I start applying it to your face. So I'm going to go from the apple of my cheek here, and then I'm going to go up into my hairline here. I'm going to use a little bit more because I'm not afraid of using blush, but this may be a lot for some people. And I'm going to go up. If you wanted to, if you feel like you had too much on your face, what you could do, you can get a beauty blender and use the excess that's on there from your foundation or your concealer and kind of conceal it underneath if you feel like you've used too much. Or you can go over with your, if you want to kind of tame it down a little bit as well, with your powder and kind of just pat that in there. But it is beautiful and has a really, really nice glow. What a lot of people do in summertime as well, they actually pat it up into their nose area up here to give a really, really nice, like fresh kind of on the go. They love that rosiness, and that was definitely seen over the summertime with their trends up here. So don't be afraid to play with your blush placement. Now, the next thing is eyes. Now I'm just going to get a makeup wipe and just wipe the excess that's on my hands before I make a mess everywhere. The next step is eyes. Now, I cannot choose between the Lush palette or the matte palette because both of them are absolutely beautiful. I think they both have a place in your kit and I would recommend it for everyone. Now, with the current winter trends, as I was saying before, what we're seeing this season are your lilacs, your navies, your really dark emerald greens. So having both of these palettes, you can actually do so many different looks. So with your matte palette, you have your 6 matte shades here, right? You can create so many different smoky looks with this. You can create your mauves looks, you can create your deep browns, you can create your orange tones to your browns as well, which are really, really nice. And some of these colors are absolutely beautiful just on their own, which is great. And then the next one is the Lush palette. Now, this palette, I think, goes with lilac, which is currently on trend at the moment. You're going to see lilac everywhere if you're not seeing it at the moment. So these colors here, you can mix and match them. You can even mix them together and cross-reference them, which is what I'm going to do tonight, which I created this eye. So these are beautiful. They're your matte mixed with your shimmers. And don't be afraid. I think when I first started makeup, a lot of people were like, oh, like, I'm like older. They said not to use shimmer. Use shimmer all the time, regardless of your age. You do you. If you feel beautiful and it makes you feel good, definitely put it on. Don't worry what anyone else thinks. That's what I'm going to say about that. Okay, so the first color I'm going to use is from the Lush palette. And I'm going to be using the eyeshadow and smudge definer brush here. I'm a shimmer girl. Yes, Wendy. Own that shimmer. Okay, so I'm going to be using number 1. Okay, so I'm going to go all into the crease of my eye. So I'm just going to follow my natural crease here. And I'm just going to do windscreen wiper motions. And I'm just going to be starting to create that definition in my eye. So I'm going to do a smoky eye. Now, this eye look that I'll be doing today is probably what I would do for most of winter and for autumn to go with all of my clothes, to be honest. I feel like this particular look goes with so many trends. is natural, not too over the top, but if you wanted to, you could still spice it up if that's what you wanted. So I'm just going to use number 1, and I'm still just placing that in that eye. And I'm just building it to the color that I want. And then what I'm going to do, which I don't usually do, I'm actually going to take that color actually all over my lid. All over my lid. As you can see there, I'm starting to build that definition, which I've created here, that depth in my eye. Now I'm going to pivot and I'm going to use the matte palette. So what I'm going to use in this color palette is like, even though there's browns in here, they're different shades of brown. They have different undertones to their colors, okay? So in this particular one, I'm going to use number 4, okay? So I'm going to pop the same brush on here. And then this is more of like a burnt orangey kind of tone. So I'm going to start to define that look just in that crease. I'm going to start building that look. Starting to build that definition. Then I'm going to mix it with number 5, which is a deeper brown here too as well. I'm going to mix them both. Starting to build that there, as you can see. So I'm not going higher than my line. I'm just going into the crease. And then what you can do is you can kind of like just smudge it out to give you that winged look as well. Which is beautiful on its own. That wasn't actually even hard, was it? I see people shaking their head like, no, that's only 3 colors that I use to have that look. Now I'm going to spice it up just a little bit. I'm going to go back to the Lust palette, and then I'm going to take my lip and conceal brush. But I feel like this is lying. I'm going to be using the flat one. I use this on my eye all the time. I never use it for concealing, but you can do it underneath your eye if you want to, or underneath. Okay, and I'm going to place this just on my lid in the corner just there to give that little bit of sparkle. Now you can actually do this look in like this entire look that I'm demonstrating, like 10 minutes, I promise you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the smudger, other end of the smudge brush. Yeah, the smudge one. And then I'm going to go in with number 1, what I went to before. And then I'm just going to smudge that a little bit under my eye there. To have that look. Perfect. Now this is where we're going to spice it up. Okay, we are going to use our Intense Waterproof eyeliner. Now, I've seen a lot of controversy about this on how to actually sharpen the pencil or how to actually use it. Now, with this, they are very different to our previous pencils, okay? So they are not a winder at all. They're a pencil on this end and a smudger on this end. So this end you don't sharpen. It's purely for smudging purposes only. This end we want to. We highly recommend that you use our sharpener, okay? Because that's what it was made to coincide with. So if you don't have one of our sharpeners, please go online and purchase one. So what you want to do, because these are thicker and they are a lot creamier, it is a lot harder. So you need to give a little bit of oomph when you're actually doing it. So you just want to place it into your sharpener and then you just want to turn it and then it's sharpened, right? It's really, really, really that easy. So this is the sharpener you want to use. So if you're not using one of them, they may not work. So you want to just make sure that you go online and you purchase one of these and it will do the job for you. And don't be afraid to go a little bit hard. You won't break it, I promise. Okay, I'm going to be using the color Maroon tonight. I was going to attempt to use the blue one. I have used the blue one and it is in our Nutrimetics blog, but I thought for winter trends, although blue is beautiful, I'm going to be using the Maroon because I feel like with the current colors that are coming out, this is going to be a definite look that I'll be doing. So what I've actually done on this side, if you can see, I'm going to come really, really close to the camera, up close and personal, is that I've put it in my waterline, then I've smudged it, and I've actually smudged a little bit of a wing on that side, okay? Now, usually, and I'm going against everything I normally say when I do a makeup masterclass, is that when you do your waterline, it actually makes your eyes look smaller. Yes, I totally agree. But for tonight's demonstration and for the trend that is currently going on at the moment, that this is what is currently like on trend. I'm just going to mute. Okay, Nikki's done it. Thank you, Nikki. So for tonight's purposes only, this is what I'll be doing it for. But I feel like it hasn't done it too much. If you're a little bit scared, you can flip it, put it on the top of your eye rather than at the bottom of your eye, because that will also work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pop it in my waterline, but I'm also smudging. I'm not being neat with it at all. Okay, this whole look, you don't have to be neat with it. So I'm just going to pop that in. As you can see there. And then what I'm going to do, make sure my hands are steady for this part, is that I'm actually going to flick it out just a bit. Okay? Just a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do with the other end, with the smudger, is that I'm going to actually smudge this. Just a little bit, as you can see there. Okay. Now you can skip this step entirely if you want to, but this is what's currently trending. Let's give you a pop underneath. Now, if you feel like it's too dark on the end just here, what I would recommend is that you go back in with your blender brush here, or your little one on this end. I would probably recommend, not the bigger one, probably the small smudgy one, and go back to the light brown that we were doing before. And then I'm going to soften that out. Actually, just going to soften it. Probably can't really see it on the, oh yeah, you can actually. And I've softened that out a little bit. So it's not so dramatic on the eye there. Okay. Then to finish my eye look, I'm going to grab, and I don't know where it went, my eyelash curler. Eyelash curling is a massive trick for me when it comes to mascara. It just totally enhances it. This is, I rave on about this every time I do a makeup masterclass, is our 4-in-1 mascara. I would die if anything happened to this, but luckily for me, it's one of our best sellers, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'm going to just coat my lashes. I did forget to coat the top, but you would coat the top and then in just swivel motions, just pop that there. Now, I only done one layer on that side. So even if I was to put another one on now, like, look at the difference my eyelashes made with another coat on that side. Beautiful. I love this. Too bad I'm not going anywhere this evening. Feeling myself tonight. Did a good job. Okay. And just coating the bottom. Beautiful. So that is the eye look. Now we're going to finish it. Although this part hurts me that I'm not putting on a bold red lipstick, for tonight purposes, I am going to contour my lips. Okay, so I am going to be using one of our Velvet Cream pencils, and I'm going to be using our Lip Lightening lip gloss. I am using, because I know I will definitely be asked, the color Rose in our lip pencil, and I'm using the color Bear in our lip gloss. Okay, now I have big lips already, thanks to my mama, and I have really pigmented lips. So I have nothing on my lips at the moment, which I will prove to everyone. I'm going to, because there's a little bit of excess of foundation on there, I'm going to just use a makeup wipe, pop that on. So just foundation. So that is, I have really pigmented lips. So this is my natural lip color, which I could just get away with using a little bit of lip gloss. If you don't have a like pigmented lips, I would always suggest using a tinted like lipstick or tinted lip gloss, so you can have a little bit of color when you're doing this look. So with your velvet cream lip pencil, whatever color you decide to use, you want to overdraw your lips, okay? So what you would do when you are doing a contoured lip to make the illusion that your lips are bigger, I'm going to make the illusion that my lips are bigger. So what you want to do is you want to overdraw your Cupid's bow and underneath your lip, and then you want to bring it in, okay? So I'm just going to overdraw here. So you want to overdraw that there. So what that does, it gives the illusion that this part of your lip is bigger, and then come in, okay? And then when you're bringing your lip liner in, you want to bring, you don't want to follow your, I guess, your lip line all the way to the end. You actually want to sweep it in, okay, which I'll show you. So when you get to about here, you actually want to bring it in, okay? Same with the other side. You want to bring that in there. And then you want to overdraw down the bottom here. First, so you also want to start from the top and the bottom, and then bring that in. And bring that in there. What you can do as well, if you want to, you can just pencil in the outsides. And then I'm going to use Bare. And pop that onto my lips. And I'm just going to pat that in. And that is the final look, guys. So I hope that you learned some tips and tricks from this evening. Give it a go. Don't be afraid. If you want to finish your face as well to make it last longer, grab your makeup setting spray and give a few sprays of that. And then, because I'm going to bed after this, I'll be using the micellar water to take off this beautiful face straight after this call today. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to unpin myself, and I'll just ask Nikki just to unmute to see if there was any questions, or they're happy for me to go on. Nikki?
Hey, Ash. No, all good.
Oh, good. Okay,
amazing.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen. Amazing. So we know tonight would not be tonight if we didn't do some giveaways. Now, the girls have been really scoping all the girls that are on here tonight. I mean, who is active. So I have some people who they have recommended to have some prizes to go to. So I'm going to see if Bridget Wilson is on. Yay, Bridget Wilson is on. So what you guys will be getting, you're getting a mystery makeup pack that will be sent to you over the next couple of days. So Bridget, you are one of our winners. Yay. Okay, who else have we got? Tanya Percy. Oh, no, Tanya Percy has left us. Okay. Tara Green. Yes, Tara Green is on. Well done. Okay. And lucky last is Michelle Fung. I think that's how you say your name. Apologies if I haven't. Amazing. Okay, ladies, those packs will be sent to you over the next couple of days. So congratulations and thanks for joining. So clearly tonight would not be tonight if we did not have an offer. Now, these offers are absolutely incredible. So I hope you're all sitting down ready to have a look. Okay, so the first offer tonight is pretty much most of the things that I've demonstrated. So, and it is at an incredible price for $99. So what you get is our Perfecting Oil-Free Foundation. You get the creamy cameo blush that I chose to use on my face this evening. You also get to choose the Velvet Cream lip pencil. So I used the rose color this evening. You also get the bronzing powder, which I use, the lip lightening gloss. I use the color Bear tonight. You also get to choose your color of the waterproof eye pencil. I used maroon. You get to use the micellar water, which is amazing to take off your makeup, to cleanse before you start doing your nighttime skin routine. And if you haven't, I promise you, you're going to fall in love with the Irina Wild Melon Wonder Oil, and you get 3 sachets so you can actually start to use that. So the price in Australia is $99 and the event pack code is 157383. That's valued at $285. So you're actually saving $186. Now, what I love about this pack, it is a staple pack that you definitely need in your kit. Now that we're going back out in front of people, now you want to have the essentials, and you also want to make sure that what you currently have is actually in date, because makeup does go out of date. You want to make sure that you look on the back of your little items at the back, and it has a little cylinder there. And this lasts for 12 months when something's open. So if you haven't been out and about and you haven't used the products in a long time, you want to make sure that they're still in stock. They're still like in date, I'm sorry. So then you can actually purchase this. So an incredible price for $99 in Australia. In New Zealand, it is 108. So we will be posting these on the Beauty Hub as well for you guys if you miss anything. Plus we have another pack, which is absolutely crazy. So these are my essentials. So this is the ultimate best price that I've ever seen. So a special price event for $49. So it's valued at $134 and you're saving $85. So what comes in this pack is our 4-in-1 mascara, which is my must-have mascara of all time. Your choice of your eyeshadow palettes and your matte or your lush. So if you have one of them, I was talking like during the demonstration to pick one or the other. They both go really, really well together. And I did both of those on my eyes today. And also your choice of your eyebrow definer. So always stick with your natural color. So you have ash blonde, natural, or deep brown. So that's an incredible price for $49 in Australia, and New Zealand 58. And that code is 157384. Wow, amazing. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So thank you so much for everyone who joined us this evening. I know this will be posted tomorrow on the Beauty Hub. So for anyone who wants to look back at it and wants to try those tips at home, you can, or you want to share it with your family and friends. But make sure you get onto those packs because they're an incredible offer that you don't want to miss. You want to be sharing them with everyone. So thank you again for joining me this evening. And I hope you all have a lovely Easter long weekend celebrating with your family. Bye, guys.
Bye, thank you.